Back everybody, this is Paul again from beststufftobuy.com, and this is another in our series of products aimed directly at aviators. And I have a number of other sets that I've been talking about and different kinds of equipment that adventure travelers and recreational pilots and kayakers and so on might use, and some of the equipment. But this particular set, I'm going to concentrate on people who might fly a balloon or ultralight, recreational pilot license, or a small plane in a fairly local area, and just a simple kit that's very effective for getting the job done and being organized in the cockpit. So I'll go through this a little slowly here. First of all, I have a little pouch here, and it's good to carry all your gear in a pouch because in the aircraft you get vibrated a lot and you get moved around. Sometimes there would be water spray from open cockpits and things like that, and you want to have all your gear together. So I have this pouch here, and this pouch is actually one that's used in another purpose for putting a water bottle in here. It has these couple of cinch pieces here where you can tighten it up, and it has an external pouch here. But what I've done is I put in here the stuff that I need right with me when I plan my flights and when I navigate my aircraft and respond to air traffic control or radio calls and so on. So a lot of people need a pair of glasses. Even if you don't need them for reading, you still could benefit from a magnifying lens or a good pair of sunglasses. So there's a pouch that you can put that in. You need it right near you. You need a calculator to measure miles on a sectional chart, and has some basic information about navigation on here, some conversion things here, something very simple, but you might need that information. I carry a spare compass because let's say I'm not in my airplane. If I want to be out in the field and I want to take a reading on the wind and so on, the alignment of the runways, and I can easily do it here. And I have another measuring device here for measuring my time versus speed on a sectional chart. I just put this down on the chart and it'll tell me how many minutes it'll take me to go a certain distance. Now, one of the most important things that I talk about in other of the segments here, well, two things. You have a flashlight because we need visibility, obviously, and a good flashlight is always good to have around. This is an LED bulb flashlight, uses 3 AAA batteries that are very reasonably priced, and it'll last a really long time and it won't break very easily. Now, of all the things that we need in aviation, it's a good saying that a short pencil beats a long memory, and if you have something good to write with, and we'll have several things to write with and put them in the pouch here, but this one I have attached to my neck versus this lanyard here, and this one retracts, and it's a great little device. I can clip this to my kneeboard as well, or anywhere else. But if I keep this around my neck, I'm going to have a pencil or a pen handy at all times. So when I'm getting ready to get in the plane, I have all my gear in here, and I have it all cinched up like this so nothing can fall out. And I have several clips on the outside. I can clip it inside the aircraft in different places, or I can clip it right to my knee belt. I have this little belt here that has a clip on it, and you put this around your knee, your leg rather, right or left leg depending on where you want it, and then you can clip this on there, or this, or some of the other gadgets that are in here. You can take them off. Let's say you don't want this heavy thing on your knee, but you put that aside or hang it up somewhere else, but you might put the compass, for example, on there, and your something else like another pen or something like that. So that comes here with this set. Now, you're going to need a little bit of a table, you might say, when you're sitting in your aircraft and navigating and trying to read the land beneath you or water as it may be. And I have this on a fixed lanyard here with a fixed length, so it sits nice on my leg there, on my knee. And this is a little more of a temporary type of thing that has some extra post-it notes in there and some runway information on here, or light information. Just something I can put aside, look at my chart, and then I can look at my waypoints, and I can set this on my lap. And if I don't want to put it across my knees like this, I can use the belt on the back here and hook it to my knee. And this thing also has some information on the back relating to various kinds of codes and all kinds of things that you might need when you're flying, even if you're flying in a local area. Now, if you don't need this and you just want to put this aside on the seat next to you, or it's on your lap, here's another little pouch here that has my E6B calculator in here, and some emergency checklists, and some additional post-its for my clearances and my weather and weather frequencies and VORs and so on for simple local navigation. And since a lot of recreational pilots or balloonists and so on fly out and where there might be spray and clouds and mist and so on, it's a great thing to have something to put your gear in here. This is actually a waterproof pouch. It folds down 3 times and zip locks, and once something is in there you can actually drop it in a puddle and it won't leak, and you can put your iPhone in there and so on. Now, in addition to this really basic set, there's some options that you might want to consider. For example, as your compass, as a backup compass, this is more of a survival and other kind of compass that for trekking basically. And should you ever get lost in the wilderness, you do bush flying or something, instead of having the other compasses, which is also a good compass, you could have this, which is basically kind of a top-of-line Brunton compass. Really great thing. You can get them on eBay. They last a really long time. Great compass by Brunton. Another gadget that's very useful, a wind meter. This one's by Lacrosse. It has a temperature thermometer in there, and also you can get your average wind speed as well as let it run and see what the gust is, the top speed. So basically a really easy to use device and lightweight, not very expensive, and should be I be a balloonist or ultralight pilot or something, I can just tuck that in there as well. Another really important thing that people need is a really good headlamp. This one is made by Petzl. Great company, makes great outdoor gear. Has 3 AAA batteries in it and multiple settings with a headlight, bright, flashing, and a red light for looking in the dark and so on. So great little headlight by Petzl. Now, a couple other things. I like the pure digital flip video camera. Very easy to use, handy to have if you're recording your flights and you just want to improve on your piloting and show friends what you're seeing and so on. A great little device to have. I put it on a lanyard so you can't drop it, and it can go in your pouch too. Another little gadget that's common, easy to find, a map measure. So if you're flying an undirect route, you can actually kind of move this around and then track it off on the scale and see exactly how many miles or nautical miles it is. So this is another handy device, especially if you're not going on direct routes and you're just kind of wandering around. You need to calculate your fuel. Have a good knife, always good to have in the cockpit. And finally, this little gadget by Glove Light, which comes in a green and red, and you can put it on your hand, look around inside the balloon cockpit or anywhere on your gauges or wherever you're riding. Great device to have. Even you can use it as a signal device. So again, this is a very small sampling. I want to put into more detail because there's a lot of different products out there, and I find that I cannot find one manufacturer who makes a kit that's just the right thing for me. So this is what I've assembled, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Thanks.